you know this, but you guys come up a lot on our show, the Cowboys. So Skip has a lot of questions. It's all yours.
Jaylon Smith.
Skip to my Lou.
I love you, man. Good man. Turned into a great leader. You had a good year. You were 6th in the NFL in tackles. You just attended your first Pro Bowl. But I did not love 8-8, nor did you. So start us off by helping us out. Put your finger on what was the biggest reason for 8-8 when expectations were Super Bowl high for this team.
I think it came down to execution. I mean, you talk about the roster that we had, you know, the love of the game that we have. You know, we built a great camaraderie, but on Sundays, we needed to execute more, and we didn't.
Define execution. What does that mean?
Execution is getting turnovers.
That's correct.
When you're down in the red zone, scoring points. You know, on the defensive side of the ball, getting off the field on 3rd down. You know, not letting quarterbacks that run outside of the pocket. You know, making tackles, playing team defense. Just really the basic fundamentals of we kind of let it get the best of us.
So, speaking of that, you were 25th in the league in takeaways, and you were dead last in interceptions. And you had 1 interception this year, and that qualified you as 2nd on the defense with 1 interception, because the leader had 2. What causes that? It's like contagious or not contagious. It starts and it just runs away with itself. Some teams start taking the ball away, and it just craziness. Your team didn't start taking the ball away, and it just went from bad to worse. Did you go into games thinking, we got to take the ball away?
And, I mean, that's the mentality each and every week. In this league, you know, in order to win, you have to take the ball away.
You do.
You have
Simple as that.
You have to maximize each opportunity that you get. And we didn't do that. I mean, and the stats show, the film shows. Like I said, we prepared the right way. But on game day, we weren't able to get the job done. So that's something that we gotta fix.
And as a fan, the most humiliating game I had to witness came on a Thursday night at Chicago. And I don't know what happened, but you just weren't quite ready to play. And you missed an NFL season high 19 tackles in that game, and you let Mitchell Trubisky look like Lamar Jackson in that game. So what was the mindset? Did you sense it in practice that week? Did you walk on the field and said, uh-oh, we don't seem to have our heads in this night or this game? What happened?
You know, when it gets November and, you know, you're playing those Thursday night games, short week of preparation and things of that nature, a lot really goes into that. And you have to really dial in and lock in, you know, on your keys and allow the game plan to be simple and just to go out there and play. You know, so for us, it was about going out there trying to do too much, really not playing, you know, team defense, team offense. And that's really where we struggled a lot this year in our schedule and our record.
So I'll now hand off to the Cowboy hater across from me and let him ask some questions.
Come on now.
First of all, you know how I am. I tell it like it is. Now, you know me. You watched the show. You heard about me. I call it like I see it. I told Skip in August, late August, September, I said, Skip, we're going to be 8-8. I bet in 5 cases of do. That's what we bet. We don't really change money. We don't change money. I said, I bet you 5 cases of do, they'd be 8-8, won't win the division. I told him after y'all won the game and Miami beat Philly, I said, Philly's still going to win the division because y'all will do Cowboys things. Y'all did Cowboys things, which I expected. But what's the most disappointing part of your season?
The most disappointing part is everyone in this country knows the type of team that we really had. And that we fell short of our expectations. So going into this offseason, it's all about really dialing in and focusing in on the basic fundamentals and details. I'm going to Tampa right after Super Bowl weekend to get my train on, so I'm looking forward to getting that.
But here, everybody keeps saying that you guys have the best roster or one of the best rosters in all of football. But when I watch you on Sunday, I don't see that. There's a disconnect between you guys and people saying you have the best roster and you guys playing like you have the best roster.
Just talent is never enough. We know that. In this great game of football, this last gladiator sport, you have to be able to come together as grown men and succeed.
Right.
And that's something that we have to do. It's something that you've experienced, and you've succeeded at that. Right. So hopefully, sitting on this show, I can get a little sauce from you.
He blamed Jason Garrett for every fault that the Cowboys had. You guys win a game, he wouldn't even mention Jason Garrett. You lose a game, it was his fault. He didn't get you guys motivated. He couldn't motivate a bull out of a rodeo shoot. That's what he told him. That's what he said. What was Jason Garrett like? What was he like as a coach? What was he like as a motivator? What was he like as a leader of men?
I mean, Jason, he was consistent. He was the same guy. Whether we won, whether we lost, he was.
That's what David Wood. That's what the other guy said.
I respect him for being himself. You know what I mean? He never tried to be anyone else. I respect him for that. As far as in this business, man, sometimes change is good. But for us, we got to dial in and we got to focus. We got to focus.
You do realize the coach don't get himself fired. You know who get the coaches fired, right? You do know that, right? I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I'm just gonna put that out there. You do know coaches don't get themselves fired because they coaching somebody.
Facts.
Okay. Go ahead, Skip.
This coach should.
We gotta produce.
This coach should have been fired after the 2012 season.
Stop it.
2012. He lasted 7 years too long. And he's a nice guy, and I'm sure you got along just great with him, and that was the problem. You just tune him out. He's always the same, just pure vanilla. He's the same cliches. He's gonna come every day. You're gonna hear the same stuff because you tuned it out. And the truth was, your defensive coordinators, after a while, maybe you tuned them out. Maybe you just need a fresh start. Coach Marinelli, Coach Richard, they're good, they're great men. They've done great things in this league. Maybe you just needed to start over. And now you got Mike Nolan, who's been around this league for a long time, and his father was a really good head coach in this league. He's a tough guy. He's going to bring a new mindset and have a new commanding officer voice that might be a little more commanding. I don't know. Maybe you'll respond better to that kind of motivation. And maybe the scheme's going to change a little bit. Maybe your job is going to change a little bit, and that's not all bad because whatever it was last year was not working on defense in the big picture.
Jerry called me a couple weeks ago, letting me know I made my first Pro Bowl and things of that nature, and he wanted me to come down to meet the head coach that day. I wasn't in town, but he gave me some insight on the defensive scheme and what we're going to be changing, what we're going to be doing the same. And
did it sound dramatic?
It sounds like we're locking in, okay. And it's just something that I'm looking forward to being, the quarterback of the defense. I'm looking forward to getting a head start on the process.
All right. So speaking of quarterback. Your quarterback is still unsigned. How do you feel about that? Was that a disruption in the locker room through the year? Did it keep everybody a little bit on edge that he didn't get his deal? Did it keep him on edge that he didn't have a deal?
I don't think so. Dak's the ultimate competitor, and we all know that he's going to be here. It's just a matter of getting the numbers right, and it's a business. You got to make it happen. But Dak's our quarterback. He's our future. He's the heart and soul. So. I'm sure they'll get it done.
Make the money right, Jerry. Make the money right.
So Xavier Woods was on the show, a couple of weeks ago, and he said, we will be in Super Bowl 55. Do you co-sign?
It's time, man. It's time. Super Bowl 55. We're going to have Leighton Vander Esch, the Wolf Hunter, back healthy. So it's going to be a great ride. I'm looking forward to it.
So we can book you next year for the show?
What you talking about? Before the game.
All right. Is that true? You're going to be on the sideline before the Cowboys play?
We're going to the road.
Jaylon. True. I hope we're on the road. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for answering some tough questions. And trust me, we will be watching you next year.
Before we get out of here, I had to bring some sauce. I didn't learn. I'm a stylistic, aesthetics guy myself, so... Clear eye view. Okay. I have my own eyewear collection.
Okay.
And I brought you three.
These do look nice.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
So, first and foremost, we got Skip
Thank you, Jaylon.
Got the cowboy.
A blue. I got blue.
Swag. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Check them out, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got my man. I know you like that sauce. I know you like to see it with a clear eye view. You know what I'm saying? So. That look good on you, boy. That look good on you. That look good on you. And then last but not least,
Ooh,
for the lovely
fancy.
lady.
Yes.
You messing me, so
I
we gonna
win.
be all right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on. We've never looked better around here. More Undisputed with Christian McCaffrey next, and we have had guests all day. Thank you guys. Reminder.